one that's been pulling us to the shows at the beginning. And now it's like I'm standing there going, she's going, what is this song? And I'm telling her what the song is.
You are a complete, what do they call it? A disciple.
Yeah, it's something like that. It brings me joy. It goes back to, that's why I go. I mean, it's one of those things. As a musician, when I come back, even though I don't exactly play the same style of music, it inspires me to be better than what I am. And again, find things that make your life like that.
Yeah.
You know, you've only got so much time. We're on borrowed time here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, all of us, no matter if today is the day or if you live to be 90 years past today, it's still, you have time to do things. And there's been so many, and people get so depressed when they're like, oh, I'm 40 years old, I can't do nothing no more. I'm so broke down. I'm like, you're 40 years old, man. You know how many people have done things past the age you're at,
right?
That that you're accepting defeat.
Yeah,
and
you can't do
it.
that.
I do it.
Yeah,
I do it. I second guess myself worse than any person on this planet.
I think we can all do that. I think we're all guilty of that at times, Adam. I really do.
But it's narrowing these things down and working on them. You know, knowing that it's a work in progress. It's pardon my dust. Yeah. We're under construction.
Under construction. I love that. I really do. I think that it's something that we forget. We think that we're supposed to reach a pinnacle. And that's why I really named the show Evolved, is because we are constantly on a path of evolution. We're constantly assessing what works for us. We're always trying to find joy in our life. That's one of my little tips for happiness, is to always have something to look forward to, whether it's a little vacation or a trip to a concert or a picnic with your wife. Have something to look forward to that you've planned ahead. We're not guaranteed that next breath, but man, it sure helps you get there if you have something to hold on to. And as you've been around this band, which is, just the whole thing is just an interesting experience to me. I think of partying and like rock star crazy environment. Is it different? And can you give me an example of the energy of the people there and kindnesses that you've experienced?
Sure. I mean, you go to any show, there's going to be drinking and whatever people do. Again, it's what you do. It's what you, the individual, take back from it. This is the reasons I go. But what from the majority of the things that I've seen, and I'd say 95% of the people that I deal with at these shows, you talk to them for 5 minutes and they're family. Now there's people out there that are going to, no matter what you do in life, there's going to be a predator.
Okay.
You've got to keep your eyes open and listen
and have boundaries
and pay attention to your emotions when you're dealing with someone.
Absolutely.
It says a lot. It says a lot what they do, but it says even more how you're feeling on it. But I'll tell you a story of amazingness. One year, about 3 years ago, we were vending.
Okay.
And we were going to a town called Alpharetta, Georgia, which is a little north of Georgia.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
North of Atlanta. And we had been going on 3 different days, back to back, and each one was about between one stop was 4 hours apart, the next one was like 2.5. But it was referred to as a Southern run because they're doing the Southern states.
Okay.
We started in Orange Beach, Alabama, and about 3 weeks before we actually went, our tickets came, but they didn't send us our parking passes for Alpharetta. Now that sounds like the most trivial thing in the world.
Okay,
but when you're vending for that specific lot, you need that ticket because there's no other place to vend.
Okay.
You have to have that lot, and they apparently when they sent them out, there was a mistake in everything, and they didn't even send us any. And so after a meaningless conversation with the people who ran the company, then saying, well, we'll put you something there, but we don't know if it's going to be a Lot A pass. We went under the task of trying to find one. And I'm talking, try to buy one, try to talk to people. But we started noticing when we started getting to the shows, there were signs up everywhere because it had happened to everyone.
Oh, okay.
And, it had happened to a lot of people. And so we started seeing signs, money symbols, and it says, Lot A passes, please. And they were everywhere for 2 days, 2 different towns, 4 hours apart from each other. Now, when we got to the show on the second night of this 3-day run, before the third day is where we have to be, we're walking out of the show, and this little, I refer to as a little pixie girl, you can barely hear a voice over the crowd of thousands of people who were corralled together, shoulder to shoulder, walking out of this stadium. And I hear her go, "Does anybody need a ticket for tomorrow or a Lot A pass?" And I was like, young lady, please come over here for a moment. Let me speak to you. Please come here. And so we stood there and explained the situation to her. And I said, "Look, I'll give you $50 for it right now." She goes, "Absolutely not. Here, take it."
Wow.
And she gave it to me when there's signs everywhere. To me, she could have probably made way more money off that ticket.
Of course.
Now, the thing is, I got a chance to pay it forward this year because we had opportunity and multiple passes of which people were looking for, and we gave every one of them away.
Wow.
We didn't need them, and we would rather see the smile on someone's face.
Right, seeing the smile on someone's face.
Yeah, just seeing that smile on someone's face and them saying thank you, you know.
So that's an important thing I got to just interject here. Paying it forward. First of all, that synchronistic, magical thing that happens where you get something for free that everyone's coveting and is willing to pay for. That's one. And the next thing is you actually honoring the universe in that gesture, that grand gesture that it did for you, and making sure that other people had a similar experience with kind people that paid something forward. So guys, if you're listening out there, pay the kindnesses that are given to you, no matter where or whom they come from, forward. And that is a way to ensure further blessings. You're not doing it to get it. As my mom would say, you don't give to get. But man, it sure is nice when you need something and the universe comes through, isn't it, Adam?
It is. And I honestly think that the more you do to help, again, there's predators out there. Listen to your senses. But the more you're able to do in good conscience, it comes back more. So do as much as you can do. You know, when you have an opportunity, there's things that I wish I could do, but because I'm in entertainment or I'm in a job where I deal with the public, I'm not able to do.
Right.
But I'm able to go in other I could just sit here and go, I don't care about nobody. I don't care. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find other ways to help, other ways to boost people's self-esteem, other ways to do anything I can to help their going forward, because I didn't have that. I didn't have it as much as some people do. I would rather see someone go forward past me than be way behind me.
That is so good, because a lot of times if we're helping teach someone, or if we even have a mentor, there have been instances where I've heard from clients where the mentors get jealous about the pupil passing. You know how they say the student is now the teacher, and that's the natural evolution of life. That's what's supposed to happen. It's so great that your heart is open for that. Like, go ahead, live your dream, you know?
I didn't, you know, I did in certain situations, and there are some people who did give me that opportunity.
Right.
But it was few and far between. And that's why I know how important it is.
Well, I want to ask you about this before it's time for us to get going. You've had such an amazing and interesting life. I want to know what shifted your life into your culinary pursuits, and how did you come to study under Don Sexauer?
Well, I was 26 years old. I had worked in restaurants for a while, and my teacher, Don, he had, I don't know if it was retiring or he was just going to the next evolution of what he was going to, but thank God for him, because I learned a lot about food from him. But as he says, if you can follow a recipe and know what the things, know what you're doing, understand what processes you're doing, you're a cook. It takes years and leadership and other things to be a chef.
Wow.
And it drives me insane when people I work in the kitchen, I'm a chef. And I'm like, I have 2 degrees and 15 years of experience, but I'm not taking anything away from you. If you want to be a chef, wonderful, get yourself in school.
Wow. Okay.
Don't try to tell me what you are. Be it.
Be who you are. Got it. Yeah.
And like, that's kind of what Don always said when I said about second guessing myself. He helped me identify that. That was one of the things. And the things that he taught me through school, and what that school taught me in general. Not just him; there was other teachers too, but he was a good portion of it. He kind of just let me go and do what I knew I could do, and let me be creative. But at the same time, knowing, this. He always said, dude, this is great for people who come into this program, but you've got something bigger and brighter for you. And just don't quit.
Okay.
Don't quit. I'm not going to let you quit.
Okay.
And there was times that I did want to quit.
Yeah, of course. In culinary school.
I smiled. Oh, I don't want to quit, Don. And I wanted to quit so bad. You know what I'm saying? I still have nightmares. When you go through something like the school's traumatic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're losing sleep, No,
I completely understand, especially with these culinary professors. We had a good cop, bad cop. I have my favorite culinary school professor, and then the other person I would walk away crying, I don't think I could make it, chef. I won't say her name, but I don't think I could make it. And she'd be like, oh, come on, Monette, you're almost there. Let's go. So yeah, there are those moments where you want to leave. Exactly.
And I think, and then you can probably, you probably understand this as well, because you've done this, and Melanie's told me stories of amazing, platters and things that you've done, and I've seen some of them as well.
Oh, thank you.
Dude, that's the thing, give a compliment, but also know how to take one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you do that, that is an extension, because it is a craft that you're good, not only good at, but you're able to do.
Right.
You may be the most amazing painter in your mind and have these beautiful landscapes and everything, but until you're able to make it and have the understanding and education to do so, it's nothing but an image in your head.
Nothing but, yeah.
And when you can look at a mirrored platter and you said, I smoked that meat.
Yeah.
I made all these little fruit thingies that I used a knife to create.
Yes.
I made a flower. Look.
Yes. Look, Mom.
I made a basket out of a lemon.
Yes.
My mom's like, you're a little old for crafts for arts and crafts day. Okay.
Never too old when you're in the kitchen with an awesome knife. Never too old.
Exactly. No, but my mom has always been. My parents have always been supportive of all my. There's never been schemes. All my plans in life.
Amen.
They've been, they've always been. If you want to be an astronaut, you can be it. You do know you're 35.
We are aware, Mom, and that's so good. Though I think that you say all my schemes and all my plans. A support group of any kind, whether it be your parents. Not everybody has that, but everybody out there listening, support groups really help you, whether it is a great supportive best friend, whether it is a great supportive brother or sister, mother, father, because you should live every dream. I'm a dreamer. I'm a creative soul, just like Adam. There aren't too many things that I don't look at and think, why can't I do that? And that's the kind of energy that I think it's very important to have in your life. Is the energy of why not, instead of how come you can't. You shouldn't.
Exactly.
And so that's what helps, I think, people like you thrive, Adam, is people that were boosting you and supporting you.
And it's not going to be that every day. You're not going to have that energy every day. But you're not. But don't tell yourself that you've lost it. Just take a moment, breathe for a second, and go back to it.
I have to ask you this before we get going, because we're almost running out of time. I spoke about last week how songs can be synchronistic, harbingers of, the things that are coming into our life, Adam. And I have to ask you, is there any song for you that indicates that it's time to move to the next phase in your life?
There's songs that keep me motivated. There's things in my life that make me know that I'm on the right path. It seems like sometimes when you get down and depressed, listen, keep your ears open, keep your eyes open, because life could be talking to you and telling you, hey, man, it's the only thing you got to do is die. You've got everything else. You've got everything else going for you, and it could be like we were talking about, a memory from a song that makes me remember that I wasn't a culinary graduate at one point, or I wasn't pushing myself to be a songwriter at one point. I thought they were dreams and things I couldn't accomplish, when all you got to do is take that first step. I tell my wife all the time that as long as I'm, like we said about teaching, I feel like if there's you leave a legacy. No matter what you do, you leave a legacy. Yes. And it may be remembered for a day, it may be remembered for 50 years, it may be remembered forever. Probably not. But you leave a legacy, and I just try to, my legacy is, be positive, smile. Remember that you're